All right, hello everyone. Let me get it started here live. Waiting for Facebook Live to come on. Okay, so happy full moon in Taurus. Okay, it's like, what is it, Taurus? Okay, so this is my setup right now. A lot going on, which seems to be going along with the moon, I'm noticing. Okay, so happy full moon in Taurus, Tuesday, November 12th. It's the 12th, right? Yeah, November 12th, 2019. All right, so let's get started. There's a lot to unravel here, unpack, what have you. Okay, so I'll be using my chart and we'll be getting into it. Okay, I'm starting a little bit later than I wanted to, but that's how it is. Okay, so we have the full moon in Taurus. The high peak was today at 5:34 Pacific Standard Time, 19 degrees, 51 minutes. So usually with that, how I like to do it is the meditation to be as long as the minutes or whatever you feel you can do. It doesn't have to be. Okay, and the degrees just like the strength of it. You know, if it's, the higher the degree, I feel, more you can pull with that energy for your meditation or for your card reading. So we're focusing on card reading and the astrology. Okay, so let's get started. The full moon in Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. Okay, however, Taurus is in the 7th house. Okay, and that's the full moon, and the 7th house is all about love, relationship, business, marriage, partners. It's an insight into our relationship will be one of the focus. So with the full moon, there's many aspects. So we're just looking at this one aspect. So we have the full moon in Taurus. It's more of a private descending moon right now. So it's in the 7th house where we're looking at marriage, home, friendship, love, business partners, our one-on-one relationships. Okay, so that's really important no matter what kind of relationship it is, and the ties that you have with that one-on-one relationship. Also, it has to do with enemies and arch rivals, and the best way to deal with enemies and arch rival is to stick with the facts, but also arch rivals is more of in the other person's head than yours. It shouldn't be an arch rival. It's funny, I was watching an interview about that. Two artists were, thought of being arch rivals, and one of them was like, I'm not this person's arch rival. I've been doing this since I was 8 or something, So it's like you just have to stay on your own page, stay in your own corner, okay? Whether it's a relationship with family, business, you just pretty much stay in your own corner, okay? Do your own thing. So the 7th house is really bringing up the issues of relationship with this Taurus energy. And Taurus is more of an earth sign. They want that grounding feeling. They're very protective of their home. So a lot of you might be doing a lot of changes, renovation with your home, moving into a new home, redecorating. Maybe, if you're not, your neighbor is doing landscaping, like something to do with the home on the full moon or right before it, during and after. It's like that time period of the home where something has manifested. Either you've delayed in doing something and then you have to get it done, but it's like this is the time to get things done. Okay, so right now I'm doing the readings. I'll pull the cards. I do it a little bit differently, so you'll see how I do it if you're new to the channel. Okay, so the sun is in the first house of Aries house. So Scorpio is in the first house of Aries. So Scorpio is a water sign. So Scorpio's main thought is they're always in survival mode. It's always teach myself, get it done. Okay, so a lot of you might have been experiencing close to the full moon of getting things done by yourself and trying to find the answers and feeling like you have support, but you wish you had someone right next to you in the difficult times. But either way, if someone's there or not, you have to get it done. You have to ask for help. You have to get it done. And the first house is self. So it's really empowering time because we are in the second, the second season or the second the second phase of autumn, okay? And the time has changed, but the day and night is in perfect balance. So this is also another way of us zenning with nature, that zen effect of finding balance within ourselves. And this is the full moon. So even if you haven't manifested, you feel like you haven't manifested it yet, the full moon is a time to say, hey, I need to make a decision right now. It needs to happen right now. Scorpio is a fixed sign. So it's like you have to make that agreement with yourself to make up your mind within this season. I'm saying a lot, but it's here. The way the astrology is for this moon, it is about stability. It's about seeking security in survival mode. It's your home, your basic foundation. Accepting any kind of life changes, okay? It's working towards your own reasonable solution. That's one of the things that you can be looking at. Nothing material is going to solve it. There's nothing material that's going to solve it. It's all about your thoughts, your emotions, and getting those in balance. And any kind of issues that you face in your outside world will be a lot better once you balance within yourself for this moon, okay? So the key things to look at is it's a more personal approach. It's empowering for yourself because you got that first house in Scorpio. You have Scorpio where if something needs to get done that has been put on the back burner, this is the season to get it done. Scorpio, that energy is no joke. No matter what sign you are, if you really tap into each season, you can get things done if you know how to use it right, okay? So look at important things in your relationships, marriage, your home, friendships, business partners, one-on-one relationships and ties that you have with people, enemies and arch rivals. Anything that's negative that you don't need, you let it go, okay? So the 7th house is Aries house. I'm sorry, the 7th house is Libra's house, which is an air sign. That's where I got that air sign, okay? So Libra wants balance. So at this full moon, it's like you have a lot going on. If there's any problems going on, Libra wants that balance, okay? So everything that I'm saying is adding up. Libra wants that balance. It's the diplomat. So if something isn't right, like for me, something isn't right with education, you know, an issue that I'm dealing with, and making sure that there's the right resources are being allocated, like it needs to be done. And I've intuitively felt like there should have been more being done. So now it's like whenever it happens, there's a correction of making sure that, you know, what I'm experiencing, there's a balance there. It's getting handled, okay? And Libra wants to be nice and wants to be diplomatic to get it done. But then we have Mercury in retrograde from October 31st, which was Halloween, and it ends November 20th. So it's like I'm trying to communicate less, but then that Scorpio energy is like, hey, you need to get stuff done. And it's like I'm just seeing the manifestation of things getting done today, which is still a little bit I need to get done for the day, but it's getting done. So you're making sure that the important things are getting done, okay? You want to make sure that when you're communicating during this retrograde time as well, that less is more, and you can still get stuff done by choosing your words carefully, and that whole rethinking, okay? Rethinking before you speak, and really controlling your emotions and getting things solved that you want to solve, okay? So I wanted to just share this with you guys. This one's kind of a little bit different, okay? So whenever you come up to the full moon, you're always dealing with the Empress card, okay? And that's like the birth of everything, okay? The full moon is associated, or the Empress card is associated with Venus, okay? And so is Taurus. Taurus is associated with Venus, all right? Taurus is also the Hierophant in tarot, okay? So the Hierophant is all about structure, priorities, values, your beliefs, okay? So Taurus is that values, beliefs. The Hierophant has that structure and the priority, Okay, so it's basically you mastering your own domain. It's like you are your own God in a sense. You have to really get your house in order, okay, and what you value and what you believe, and really get it okay together, because you're dealing with Scorpio, okay, who's ruled by Pluto. Okay, Scorpios all have that rebirth energy, okay, and is associated with the death card and the reproductive system. Okay, so that this Scorpio energy is about death, yes, but what can you let go of on this full moon that's going to make things better for you in your life? It's only 10 minutes. It feels like I've been talking longer. Okay, and Pluto is associated with the Judgment card. Okay? And the Judgment card, it's like you have to think. If your issue is other people's perception, if you're in judgment, you're going to have to let that go. It's like anything that has to do with judgment. It's kind of like it's a time to really not care and say what can you make up your mind about, right? Because this Scorpio death card and the Judgment card and Scorpio itself is about deep emotions, okay? So deep emotions, your energy, okay? It's like I mentioned before, it's the second month of autumn. The day and the night has a perfect balance. This is the peak season of autumn. So it's like everything is shedding, everything, it looks like it's dying, and that needs to happen. It's like everything needs to slow down, but then it gives you time to get things in order. And also the Mercury retrograde. So what might look like a bad thing is kind of like, okay, everything is catching up with you if you haven't gotten stuff done, or even if the answer just wasn't there. It, like, this is just the timing. There's no judgment. It just has to happen. Okay. Going back to the full moon. The full moon is the Empress. Okay. Okay. So when it comes to the full moon, everything that you've been working on from the new moon to the full moon is at its peak intensity. Okay. So now it's at its fullest potential. Okay. Now, full moon in Taurus, but we're in Scorpio season and we're in Aries house, and Aries is the Emperor. So you want to get a clear picture of whatever you're going through, even if you have to write it down and start solving. Okay. Now, Taurus, full moon in the 7th house of Libra. You want justice for whatever you're going through. Scorpio season, birth season, is in the 1st house of Aries. So you want to get a clear vision of everything. I just want to reiterate it in case I didn't say it right. Okay. So Aries is the Emperor, and Scorpio, we're in Scorpio's birthday season. So a good time to think about self and to have a clear direction of where you're going. The full moon is in Taurus. Taurus is in Libra's 7th house. So this full moon is about that balance also for some of us. How can we get balance and justice for whatever we're going through? Okay. Let me see if there's anything else that I didn't say. I think I covered everything. For anyone that's into meditation that you can be doing, I've been doing Wahe Guru chant, but any kind of solving communication problems whenever Mercury's in retrograde, you want to have a direct and balanced Mercury energy within yourself. Okay, we have all these energies within us. So when you're pulling cards for this full moon, whatever I said or whatever you think applies to your situation, you can pull for that. Okay, so this is, I didn't even need this. So let me go to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull some cards, and I'm going to just pull 4. Okay. So I'm going to kind of balance this out with this. Hopefully that will work. Maybe not. I might have to hold it in my lap because it's not working out up here. I'm just going to pull 4. I'm going to get out of my own way here. So I'm going from full moon, first quarter moon, new moon, and the 3rd quarter. So I'm just going to do 4. I'm going to do 5 and put then I'll put a center card. So just set your intention, you know, and each card is going to line up. I haven't seen this done before. I just felt guided to do this. Okay, so the full moon card will be what has manifested now. Then you'll see what will happen for the 1st quarter, or what you can expect, or an idea. New moon, 3rd quarter, and then what is your main focus, okay? Okay. So this full moon is 10 of staves, overdoing it. Too much load, okay? Too much load. That's the full moon. The 1st quarter moon is the 7 of coins. And the 7 of coins is getting the work done, but waiting for everything else to fall into place. The upcoming new moon is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? So just think of what your purpose is. This is really manifesting time, especially for that new moon. Okay? That Wheel of Fortune. Just think about, and I want to say, get to know yourself. Study your own astrology chart. Okay? I'm going to be making some videos on that. Last weekend, I was talking to a friend that was visiting about that. And I was showing her some stuff, and she's like, you got to make a video on this. Okay. Knight of Wands. The 3rd quarter coming up. Knight of Wands. Okay. So this would be you really taking charge and standing up for yourself, being responsible for yourself, really having the discipline to get to where it is that you want to get to. And let's look at, like, let's pull a center card for, like, you are the sun, like for yourself. Okay, and it's the Fool. So it's a new start. So this is definitely a new start for you. Okay, this is saying really take advantage of this full moon to make a change, to make a new start. Okay, so I'm just laying these out in the wheel of the moon. Okay, just hitting the 4 quarters, if you will. All right, so how am I going to say this? This is full moon. Okay, the moon was waxing up to the full moon. Okay, so that's the 10 of staves, doing too much. Recapping. Do the work that you really want to do because you've made up your mind on the full moon. And things will start coming in. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, whatever happened that's successful, really take advantage of it, but also get to know your chart. Okay, when it becomes the 3rd quarter, okay, think about what you want to get rid of. And the Knight of Wands is fire element. So really get rid of what you need to get rid of. And at the center of this whole entire journey, from this full moon going all the way around to the 3rd quarter moon before you come to the full moon again, is realizing this whole process you're the Fool. So erase everything and start over. erase everything and start over. Okay? It doesn't mean let go of responsibilities. It means just give yourself a fresh start. Okay? And really get yourself motivated to moving forward to what it is that you need to do. Now, I want to look at this because I wanted to mention one more thing. So during the full moon in Taurus sign is known for a specific part of the body. And it's like the neck, larynx, throat, vocal cord, thyroid gland, the Adam's apple, and the tonsils. So these parts of the body can become real sensitive. If it applies to you, fine. So at this time of the moon, because it's under the sign of Taurus, and every sign is associated with a part of the body. So usually, like say, I've all the Sagittarius I know, they always have an issue at some point in their life with their legs, lower back, ankle. You know, they're like, wow, how did you know that? I'm like, well, it's an astrology thing. It doesn't always have to apply to everyone. But majority of people, their sun sign, it applies, okay? So usually at the full moon or the any kind of high moon, new moon, full moon, these organs tend to be more sensitive. So you want to give it like extra care, okay? You could do Reiki, you could drink some kind of tea, anything, just really kind of like healing self, okay? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to mention. So I hope you guys like this. If you have any questions, inbox me, message me, Facebook, here on YouTube, message me, let me know. If there's if you like this type of video, definitely let me know. That way I can see the algorithm of what kind of videos you guys like. And yeah, I'll keep sharing with you guys what I find interesting. And I'm sure there's people out there that are interested in it as well. So happy full moon in Taurus, and I'll see you guys next time.